Okay, day 2. Well, put it this way. I have returned to this task. It's not like the first thing was a whole day, although it was a while. This is August. Urgent message for the vehicle owner. Okay. Recent calls. Block. It's greasy. That needs to...
I'd use a Scotch-Brite pad.
Isn't that what this is?
That's a Scotch. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, what you're doing is okay. I'm wondering where my stack is. That's just, I bought a stack of them in a little cardboard wrapper.
So this won't make little metal shavings that somehow get their way into this. Oh, it's not metal? Scotch.
It's not like steel wool. This thing's been hanging around too. I don't know if I might even have another one in there. This would be for a commercial fisherman, right?
Not really. That's old. Commercial fishing, we would use a circle hook. I don't know who would use that.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw it because I don't know what to do.
That's a really old hook. That's like a antique.
Well, should it go in the hook museum somewhere? So?
I don't have a hook museum. I'm firmly against a hook museum here at the house. Does it have to be like free of grease?
Yeah, you don't want any grease on it.
Well, I mean, there's grease everywhere. Silicone probably won't stick to that very well. Matter of fact, the last guy's silicone came off pretty easy.
Okay, I have acetone in there that you can put on a little rag and scrub it around with acetone. That'll take the grease off.
Ah, this acetone feels so cool and refreshing on my skin. Nothing. So I kind of changed my mind now. This one was actually a little hard to. I mean, the thread chaser didn't go smooth. And I remember when I took this bolt out, it was the only one that was difficult. So I guess this is good to fix that. Remedy that situation. Now it's clean and good. This is like going out to that last little end of the limb to get that one little proper cut that nobody sees. At least that's what it seems like to me. I bet a real pro would probably clean the thread chaser in between. Oh, yes he would. I don't need nobody to tell me that. Brand new out of the box. Haven't even carried it anywhere, and I see a ding and a ding ding.
I think this is for doing rakers because it's beveled.
You stick with mechanics.
Hanging up. It's got a ding here too.
Mm. Right here. Right here too.
When you want to get talking about headers, make sure I get recorded on it.
Tell them about headers now.
Want to talk about headers right now?
I don't care about headers. You tell them. You care.
Okay, I care. Somebody recommended that he, along with this intake manifold, that he should get headers on it as well. Headers are okay if you're on what I would call a race motor, and they've been tuned on a dynamometer, a dyno, for a particular engine. On a street rod, where you're running around with the headers going into a pipe and mufflers, you're defeating the purpose of headers because they can't breathe like they could when they're open. The negative thing on having them on a street machine is the outside surface. There's a whole lot more square inches on headers with all the pipes underneath that hood, and they generate a great deal of heat compared to a factory cast iron manifold. Excuse me, they have that thin plate that goes along the exhaust ports on the heads too. They come loose continually, but ideally they're suited for racing when they're open and they're tuned for a particular engine. To run them on the street, they're more noisy, but they generate a tremendous amount of heat under the hood, and you're going through mufflers, even though they might be free-flowing mufflers. You're far better off using the cast iron manifolds that are don't come loose, and you can go through some free-flowing mufflers. If you really want to up it a little bit for the street use, you can go to larger diameter pipes off the factory exhaust. Go to larger diameter pipes, and you can get rid of exhaust that way. But I'm against headers because they come loose on the flange. They generate a great deal of heat, and you're running them into pipes with mufflers anyway. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, you repeated yourself.
Good.
You said it. Okay.
Good.
Got that out of the way. This is so odd to me. It's like back when I was a kid playing with model cars. Get the glue, get the contact cement. Good luck, little thing, putting that on something that I have only slight assurance of having gotten all the grease off of it, because this thing is just one giant grease pit. They said apply fast drying adhesive. I hope this contact cement qualifies. When I hear fast drying adhesive, I think of super glue. So are all of these intake ports?
Yes.
So they're telling me on this gasket to apply sealant around all of the thin coat of sealer around the intake ports on the underside of the gasket.
Okay.
So I guess that's here, here, here. What about in here?
I would put it there too. That's a crossover for the EGR. This one here, but you're not going to have it on here. That is going to be a passive, though. Exhaust is going to go through there to warm up the carburetor base to keep it from icing when the engine's running. So is this the stuff they gave you?
Mm-hmm.
Right here. Okay. Here's an example right here.
Thin coat, it says.
Oh yeah. There's an intake port.
It says I'm supposed to let the contact cement dry first.
Well, that's the stuff where your end gaskets are on the block.
And then do this.
Right. That would make sense.
But this This could be dry when it goes on, right? Silicone.
What does it say? Just apply it and put it on.
Apply a thin coat of sealer around the intake ports on the underside of the gasket to prevent vacuum loss.
There you go.
Attach and align gasket to engine. Apply a thin coat of sealer around the intake ports on the top side of the gasket.
There you go. And then you're going to bolt that intake manifold down following the sequence.
I understand now.
Okay, because that you're going to squeeze that silicone when you bolt that
Yeah.
intake down, and it's going to cause it to be airtight. There won't be any vacuum loss. So you're not going to let that dry on there, then tighten it down. You're
Okay.
going to put it on and assemble everything.
I understand now. Thin coat. What do you think a thin coat means? Like flattened out?
I hope there's enough of that stuff in there because I don't have any silicone that I know of. You got to do the same thing on the top too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, there should be enough just going around the intake ports though.
Alright, I guess I'm going to lay this thing on there.
Okay. Hezekiah,
Yes?
lift this kickdown rod out of the way. And we might have to lift this out of the way too. He's going to go under it like that though, okay.
I can't see past your hand now. Shoot, I'm getting glue everywhere. Ran out of... They gave me one little tube of black stuff, and I guess... Never been very good at budgeting. I think that's it. Ooh, I like this aluminum better than that
Oh yeah.
other stuff. That stuff that was made out of
Bring it forward a
a
little bit.
neutron star, whatever it was.
Which, do the big ones go on the end?
I don't
One,
remember.
2. Oh, there's 5 of them. Maybe the small ones go on the ends.
You know what? I could just...
That's fine. They'll be all right.
Oh, now I understand, and I'm happy about chasing those threads.
Well, they know what they're talking about. It only makes sense.
I think I'll put more oil on these threads.
Okay.
Hey, Hez. Look at me. I'm a mechanic. I never would have thought I needed a torque wrench for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. We'll do it how you say. That would be, this is number 1 right here. Wants me to go to 25.
I wouldn't go to 25 right off. I would just bring it down a little bit so you're tightening them even. You don't bring that you don't bring that to full torque right away.
2 is here. Three is over here on this side. Oh, dang it, I'm looking at the wrong map, no wonder.
The wrong map.
I'm looking at 460 engine.
This is your 400 right here.
Well, I haven't tightened them up much.
No,
so
I know. No, that's fine.
Well, so far they were still the same, too.
You could use your
All right,
3/8 ratchet if you wanted to, just to go around and bring them a little bit snug, even around there, but don't bring it up on that clicker at 25 pounds.
Yeah. Okay, this diagram shows the right amount of holes. But the sequence is identical to the 460.
Okay.
It's just that later there would be holes that don't exist on this motor. So 5 is here. It's setting down
Oh, it
because
is. It will. But like I said, you don't want to pull it 25 pounds right off the bat.
I heard that.
Oh, okay.
I understand that.
All right.
That's a thing. 7 is clear back to here. It's interesting how there's always a little bit, they're sticking up a little higher each time so the whole thing is going down. 7, 8 is straight over here. That was 1 through 8. So now it's saying to do the other size, 15. 9 is
pattern, but bring it down somewhat firm, you know.
yeah, I get it. So there's 9. There's 10. I understand this a couple times and I'd be probably knowing this pattern. It kind of makes sense. I could have wrote this book. Time to get torquey with it. 1 is here. Oh, maybe not quite time yet. 2, 3, I get it. I understand their pattern. 4 will be here. Indeed it was. 5 will be jumping over here. Oh, and I got torquey. And 6 is, of course, on the other side. 7 is way up yonder. And 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. 9, 10. It's kind of like a lug pattern. 11, 12, 1. I don't like how dirty everything is. Was this right? This is supposed to point that way, right?
No.
No?
The vacuum advance goes toward the radiator.
So...
And the other thing, it'll be tricky dropping it in because of the angle of the gears here that line up with gears on the camshaft. So it'll go down and kind of stop.
Yeah, and I'll have to not force it.
Yeah, right. And also, then it's got to line up with a 6-fluted Allen wrench thing that drives the oil pump. Get it shoved in the hole, but without engaging the teeth. And put that rotor in the direction toward number 1.
Yeah, I think that's about it there.
No, it's not. Well, that...
What, number 1?
The rotor's got to be pointing toward number 1.
What's the rotor?
This
This?
thing right here.
Oh, that side of it. I was pointing the other side of it. Okay. You think it goes in crooked like that? Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah, did it? No, it's not dropped on that.
No, it's not dropped on yet, but I'm just noticing that it's going in crooked.
Well, it'll go in a little. You got something. I don't have my glasses right. You're on some hoses or something there that's stopping you underneath there. That part may be a little tricky, but you'll get the feel.
Oh. So now it needs to drop in further, right? Because right now it's kind of spinny.
It might be on the, I don't think the rotor's pointed back far enough yet. You may have to pick it up a little bit and just turn it like a tooth. That might be too much there. Because you're lining up two things.
Should this turn freely like that?
Well, is it all the way down?
I think it's in. I think it's in.
But I don't remember the rotor being pointed over that way so much. Do you?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it was pointed
Okay,
about
I'd like
like.
to see a picture of the distributor then.
I think it's pointed about like that.
But that, see, by the time that we're in further,
Where's the oil pump?
it's down in the motor,
Oh.
and it is an Allen screw that comes up and goes in a hole in the bottom of the distributor with 6 sides. And if that distributor went in a little bit further, it would match that picture.
Oh, I see why you're saying that. I don't know. I think this is too far back.
It is right now, but once the
Yeah.
distributor drops down, it won't be. But okay, we can try it the other way.
This little thing I took off that holds the distributor down, I would have never remembered to put it back. Unless my dad was here to be like... Yeah, so anyway, he said I would have remembered when the distributor flew off. Oh boy, this is a hard spot to reach. Try something like that to get it started? I don't know. Vice Grip Garage. That's not working. That's working. Oh yeah. Okay. I just got it. I just got it with these little digits. I got it in there. That's crazy. It's like I'm not stressed out. I'm just kind of going, well, let's try this. No hurry. Wow. I got that so easy. Just by calming down.
Just a smidgen tight, but they wear and get more. Let's go see what it is at 35. It's probably going to be 40 though. Yeah, let me get my other gauge. This is how you tweak it though, one way or another, you know, to bend that little stem.
Isn't it pretty good?
It looks quite good to me. Yeah, just looking at it, I want to see what it is.
They probably sold me the right plugs for it. Pulling on the wire makes it Chinese handcuff.
You can rip the wire because they're not solid wires. They're like carbon granules in there.
Oh.
But you got new wires, right?
Yeah.
I've got tools for clipping the ends. I don't know what they look like, but you might get an education on that too. That's a good idea, the duct tape over the intake.
Yeah, I put that there after I dropped some metal shavings and sand down there.
Okay. They should spit out okay. It's the sockets you don't want to go down there.
Yeah. A pocket knife's in there.
Let me see this. Let me see this. But they're supposed to be 44 thousandths, and that's it, right there.
Cool. They gave me. Should we assume that they're all?
No. Didn't you tell me something about you learned about assuming?
I don't know nothing about assuming.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite things. I know that.
All right. Assumption at the gumption. Gumption? Now we'll get that cleaned up. We need to change those heater hoses too. And then...
Turns out I could have assumed they were all good. Look at that.
Yeah.
Here's 4 new plugs. It's been a few weeks. Took the family on a trip. Did a lot of different work type things. This car is not a priority, but it's a priority. So here's where I am now. I thought I'd spend a little bit of time on it today. Maybe I can actually take it for a drive later, I hope. I think the last thing I did is put the distributor back in. Now I gotta try to get my brain wrapped around what I was gonna do next. And it's not that easy for me because, well, I already told you why.